So, you think the answer is words. You felt certain that you had the answer right. The Cheshire cat was still leaning over you, claws digging into your skin and a wide, sharp-toothed smile across her face. Her bright eyes gleamed so brightly in the darkness as she gazed down at you. Your heart raced in your chest, thumping and bumping and pumping fear throughout your very being. Had you done it? Had you won? Lillian shook her head, curls bobbing around her soft face as she let you go. Drips of blood remained on her thin hands as the cat said softly, "Good job, Alice. You always were a clever creature." With a sharp grin on her face, Lillian took your hand in hers, a horrible touch, and began to pull you along a dark, quiet path. Through the forest she quickly walked, nearly dragging you along behind her, and the cat began to chuckle. "Oh, Alice, it's so wonderful to have you back with us. The game just isn't as fun without you here, you know." She looked back at you, feline eyes flashing in the darkness. The game? What game? You thought of your cell phone and you wondered, were you still playing? What do I mean? I mean the game, Alice. All of Wonderland is a wonderful game, played by all who walk these lands. You, my dear, are a player now. Oh, don't look so downtrodden, kitten. It's all terribly fun. Her twisted smile grew wider, claws digging into your hand. Terrible, wonderful fun. Something told you otherwise. Was it her horrible grin, twisting and growing upon her soft face, so wide and thin and full of sharp, gleaming teeth? You imagine those terrible teeth digging into your soft skin, biting and cutting as you bleed. Oh, how horrible. Or was it her cold blue eyes? They looked at you too much, too long. Oh, how you hated it. You hated the way that Lillian looked at you. Looked at you as though she was hungry, and you were her favorite meal, just waiting to be devoured. Or perhaps it was something else. Something deeper and heavier and so much more horrifying. Stumbling behind the Cheshire cat, you began to question so much about her. After all, while she was not the true villain in Wonderland, she was certainly no hero. She played games and tricks, made chaos wherever she went. The chaotic creature seemed to feed off of the confusion and misfortune of others, and would she really help you? Could you really trust her? Would your confusion and misfortune and blood become her dinner? You were not certain of anything anymore, but oh, were you scared? So very, very scared. As Lillian led you through the forest path, you wondered just where she was taking you. To safety or to some other unknown danger. As though she can feel your unease in the very air, Lillian looked back at you with her toothy grin. Her teeth flashed in the darkness. Would she ever stop smiling? How you hated her smile. As she began to speak. Don't be frightened, kitten. How could you not be scared? And why would she call you kitten? You asked her quietly where you were going and where the path led to. She didn't answer you. At least not in the way that you expected her to. Lillian walked on, chuckling and then laughing. Her laugh was sharp and quick and cold and, oh, it sounded so mean, so very amused. Looking at you with the gleaming eyes, the cat said, "Where indeed?" She looked away for a moment, her bright eyes lingering on the dark wilderness all around you. Looking into the dancing shadows, the cat continued, "Wonderland is such a wonder. We could go this way or that way, or whoever knows. We might end up where we want to go, or somewhere else entirely. The paths change. You could get very lost here, kitten." She spoke as though the very sound of it was exciting. "Oh, my little kitten, running through the forest. Oh, how delicious." You were afraid, so very, very afraid. But Lillian, oh, she was grinning and gleaming and laughing and looking at you with such wild, hungry eyes. What was she thinking of? What did the Cheshire cat have in mind? Oh, you were very, very scared, but you told yourself that you didn't need to be. You'll leave the wild woods and then you'll never, ever return. And you would leave the woods too. You had played the game and won. You had answered the Cheshire Cat's riddles. Words. For some reason, the answer comforted you. You clung to the one thing that made sense in the strange world, and you told yourself it would be all right. It would all work out. And you would leave this place. And you did too. With a bored sigh, Lillian suddenly stopped and said, "Here we are, the end of the line, Alice." She looked back at you with that hungry, too wide smile and winked. "Bye-bye, kitten." And then she was gone, vanishing in a cloud of purple smoke, and you were left coughing and confused, looking at the sight before you as the smoke faded away. The path continued on, but came not so far away, to a purple brick pathway. A little sign announced that it led to the City of Hearts, and deep inside you sighed. Finally, you could leave this forest and that cat behind you. Though you were not sure what lay before you in the city, you felt certain that was better than the wild woods. So on you walked quickly and nervously, listening for any little sound or sign of danger. A sudden cracking of a twig had you glancing back as you walked, only to see a rabbit. A big white rabbit bounding towards you. How silly. You laughed, shaking your head, and then the ground seemed to open up. A gaping hole pulled you down, and then you were falling deep into the darkness, screaming as you fell. You wished desperately for something to hold on to you, for someone to save you. Above you, a figure in white looked down into the darkness. Below you, a voice purred. "Come here, kitten." Arms wrapped around you, claws dug into your skin, and the Cheshire Cat laughed wickedly as you fell into the darkness, your screams echoing out. "You are sweet, Alice." Lillian loved that you played nicely with her. "What a good little kitten. You'll play her other games, won't you?"